Hi, welcome to my channel. Good afternoon. I am Thomasin P. A 2066. Today is 5th of January 2023. For this particular recording, I would like to focus on affordable housing in Sarawak. Affordable means more of the low to medium cost housing that is done by the government, the state government of Sarawak. My earlier topic has mostly been those housing that is done by agents or in the sense secondary market or sub-sale, and some of the project sale which are mostly not the type which is affordable housing. That means what we are mainly dealing in the market by agents are mostly the more expensive houses, more or less classified as above 300,000 to million plus. Now, today's afternoon, I am doing housing projects by government or government funded project which are much lower price. So let us see the market differences in the state of Sarawak. West Malaysia, I'm sure there are many perumahan, rakyat, and also the individual states launched on affordable housing. But for me, I am practicing in Sarawak, so this is a topic that is more for Sarawakians in Sarawak. Let me begin. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Thomasin P. A 2066. Today, 5th of February 2023. Video taking 129 Sarawak State Housing Programs. 2023 updates on housing scheme in Sarawak. Let me begin. So I am bringing forward this general housing program in Sarawak. Of course, my sources of information comes from some of the listing that we have, and also mainly on World Wide Web search, internet search for project that is affordable housing in Sarawak. I must say that the topic is big, quite wide. It's quite into area where government has done for many years. And in fact, I would like maybe to zoom into the recent programs, recent housing scheme that is highlighted by the current government. So what happened? I would zoom into 2022 to 2023 now. So housing program from last year until now. Basically, there is one big one which is launched by the Premier of Sarawak, Abang Johari, 7th of February. Exactly 1 year ago, that is called the Housing Deposit Assistance Scheme. This scheme is giving youth, those wanting to buy first house or first home ownership at 10,000 ringgit, giving a 10,000 ringgit down payment for those who want to buy house, targeting some of the special needs category of population. Of course, this presentation I want to show other projects that is in the program by the Sarawak government to help the not so affordable group. So eligibility generally has been categorized under various category. Of course, later on you will see main part is that it will be zoomed for the B40. So we know that B40 in Malaysia, there is a range, and also very hardcore poor as well as not so considered not so poor types of B40. It's ranging from 1,000 plus to 3,000 something. So this part I will show you later in more detail, the subgroups. But here as a general knowledge, we know that most of the housing project, affordable housing state sponsored project, is targeted at the B40 group. However, for Sarawak, there is some project that is for B40 with M40 in mind. So this means those more expensive ones, including those close to about 300,000. In Malaysia, the affordable housing price is supposed to be 300 and above a bit for throughout Malaysia, because the earning category from smaller town to a bigger city, of course, different. In the basic salary also, if you compare the median salary range in KL and also smaller townships in West Malaysia. There are differences. So we have here a range from 3,500 households earning to 7,000 per month household earning under this group, which can apply for this special affordable housing. But the prerequisite or eligibility of the applicant would be for Sarawak, being Sarawakian, holding a IC with a K for purpose of own residential use. It's not for commercial property, for land, or for industrial, for just residential house. Who has never had any house before. That means it's like first home ownership campaign by the federal government. So Sarawak side, those affordable housing are all reserved or specially reserved for those who are first-time home owner. And this is also in line with the interpretation that housing is for basic shelter, not for investment, speculation, or buying to hedge against inflation or whatever financial jargon. Housing is very basic. Housing is for shelter under the policy of the government. A preference will be given to some married couples and also some singles who are having dependent, having to take care of their senior parents. So this category or subgroup of the population are given priority. Some actually are given land. So there are some activity of building whereby the government gives sponsor or give assistance in terms of loan of money under the housing scheme. So group of subcategory of population targeted similar to the IBIA, more of those who are so-called smallholders who has no pay slip or salary. They are not salaried group of the population. Of course, you may say that some of them may be earning 7,000-8,000 a month just selling some agricultural produce, but yet they do not have proof of income unless they actually declare income tax. Of course, you know that some of these smallholders they do not declare income tax. So for that purpose of helping them, government gives out a loan under a certain vehicle. One of it is later we will go in. One of it is in Sarawak called Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd. So they have the Mutiara Spectra housing. Later we will see more pictures as well. So what about Bumiputra quota in West Malaysia? Is a common topic and a common question asked. So various states in West Malaysia, they have the housing program by allocating certain Bumi status. They call Bumi lots. And then the project that is approved by the state government, they would have a Bumiputra discount for certain numbers of housing for that project. So if you are buying a property, then there will be a Bumiputra discount up to even 10% or even 12% in certain states. So the Bumiputra discounting is common in West Malaysia, but not in Sarawak. So this part is quite an interesting area. We actually don't see any record of Bumiputra discount. However, in the policy of the government, there is a quota for Bumiputra at 30%. That means those affordable housing, they would put in a quota system of 30% of the total number of residential, usually in this case, houses that is built to be allocated for Bumiputra. So there are different category of these types of government affordable housing now. So one of it is called Spectra Plus. So this Spectra Plus is now replacing the term called low cost plus. In fact, the category later you will see there are many level of the low cost in each pricing range. So the Spectra Plus now is the name used for low cost plus. So low cost plus housings usually you handle some of these flats they want to resell, and the flats that are initially earlier days probably only about 50,000 per unit. Now they are market transacted, we heard about 120 or 150,000. So these are area where subsale, because the issue of the title of the property is at law or low cost plus, the loan that is eligible for the buyer will be restricted to that amount. So although the market value has been talked about, a lot of people saying it is more than 120, 150,000 for this type of flats. Do be careful when you want to apply loan to buy this type of category of affordable house. Although it may be hearsay, you need to check with the bank what type of loan or mortgage you can get for this type of special category affordable housing. There is a 2016 state planning authority circular that I'm going to show you on this part of Spectra Plus. So that particular planning authority circular actually explain how some of these native lands, when they're converted to mixed zone and they're able to build and to be converted as a normal project, housing project, there are requirements by the state to provide affordable housing. So this is the State Planning Authority circular that came out in 2016. So you can see, if I read for you, minimum percentage of the Spectra Plus houses upon reclassification. So this reclassification is from native area land to a mixed zone land, which means converting a native area land, which previously is a native land, to become a commercially run project by a developer and able to eventually become mixed zone. That means non-native also can own some of these units of some of these lands being now converted to mixed zone. That means no more restriction. Non-native also may acquire the units that is built. And in such a case, if it is a Spectra Plus, that means low cost plus type of housing, the requirement is the private developer to provide 30% of the total number of houses for Spectra Plus. So a 100 units of say double-story houses constructed from land which was previously native area land, and now the developer construct 100 units, the 30%, which is 30 units, must be provided as a Spectra Plus low cost plus, and another 30% of these allocated units would be, as here says, a minimum requirement of 30% of the total number of houses approved for the development are to be reserved for sale to Bumiputra. So that means in Sarawak, the control for such a native land to be converted to be mixed zone and able to make money. In fact, for the developer, native area land is much cheaper, and the right of the native area by law should be the native area land to be only inherited or transacted among the native. But now the developer make commercial gain, and the government wants to restrict for the purpose of it being native originally to an almost 60% allocated either for Bumiputra as well as or including the low cost plus. So only the 40% that the private developer can do it like in a prevalence of the market value. So this is what is in the policy by the State Planning Authority Circular in 2016. So number 4/2016. So there are a few more things that is talked about in this circular. The maximum price of the Spectra Plus low cost housing should be not exceeding, for the terrace houses, so not exceeding 150,000 per unit for intermediate lots, and not exceeding 198,000 per unit of corner lots. So this is of course landed, there will be Spectra project that is apartment. Later we will see one example of it. So 30% of total numbers of residential houses reserved for Bumiputra. Although in Sarawak there is no rules that all projects must have discount for Bumiputra. So the difference of that in the case is low cost or low cost plus, now called Spectra plus, medium cost housing or similar purpose as in providing for Bumiputra, which is at a much discounted price. There are a lot of issue about land being taken and then make huge profit from the native land. Of course, these are hearsay, but the government policy for the Sarawak state is to give assistance. Later we will see more of this. Give assistance to native when there is a conversion of the native land. They must provide 30% as a low cost plus, which is now called Spectra plus, and also another 30% minimum for the Bumiputra, which includes the native, of course. So this is the one that I want to show you, types of affordable housing in Sarawak. This called Housing Deposit Assistance Scheme, which is announced in 7th of February 2022, which was last year. The criteria for the application for the Housing Deposit Assistance Scheme, only for Sarawakian in the B40 and M40 category. The range of the salary is around income, household income is about 3,729 to 8,649. So if you look at 8,649, this is in fact probably more than most of the household we know of. If they are earning such a good income, a handsome income, probably they also can afford to buy normal houses. No need to go to low cost housing or affordable housing. And here it says that the residential scheme that is under this housing deposit assistance scheme, it includes a lot of this low cost and low cost plus. Now the low cost plus Spectra plus also has a different category as I mentioned just now. So it can be Spectra Light, Spectra Medium, and Spectra Plus. So low cost plus is from Spectra plus now, as I mentioned earlier, 150,000 for intermediate and 198 for corner houses. And then you can see also there is one that is higher beyond 200,000, that is 270,000 to 295,000. That is the Sri per Tiwi. So Sri per Tiwi also is grouped under Housing Deposit Assistance Scheme by the government of Sarawak. So affordable in Sarawak here is less than 300,000. So you can see a low cost can be 60,000, 50 to 60,000, and also 80 to 100,000. Spectra Light is 100,000 to 120,000. Spectra Medium 135 to 168. Spectra Plus is 150 to 198. Sri per Tiwi 270 and 295. Sri per Tiwi, there are some of these apartments which are quite nearby town, and they are grouped under Perumahan Sri per Tiwi, so they call it the Sri per Tiwi houses. So the B40, bottom 40% of the low income group. In fact, this is the one in Malaysia, so not just in Sarawak, but you can see 4,850 per month. So Sarawak, that particular figure is 3,007. T20 is those above 10,000. Now here is exceeding 10,971. So I will show you a sub group of the B40, M40, and T20. So this is median income Malaysia household income, and you can see for even the B40 from the 4,850, you can see, let me point to you the figure. So there are subcategory of B2, B3, and B4. So you can see from as low as 1,006, 1,009 to as high as 4,008, 4,850. So the various subgroup. So for us, we would say in Sarawak, anybody who is 3,006 to 3,007 per household is considered B40. So So anyway, just summarize it. In housing scheme in Sarawak, we have the housing deposit assistance scheme, which is a 10,000 ringgit deposit to buy as a deposit. So in fact, it's no first payment, no down payment or first payment for the purchase of the property. No need to pay back one. This one is you have to qualify. There is eligibility criteria. Sarawak Rental Assistance Scheme, which is the second one. This is actually to help those workers who come from maybe some urbanization part when they go to bigger city and then they are looking for job in the bigger city and they need to rent a place. Of course, 200 ringgit for 36 months, you also have the qualification to enjoy this subsidy. There is one, the Mutiara credit loan of only 1% interest for 35 years. So this Mutiara mortgage and credit Sdn Bhd, part of the government's effort to help borrowers to enjoy a loan of as low as 1% interest for 35 years. So this one, Rumah Spectra Mutiara program, which is 90k to 160k, whereby those who got a land allocated by the state, they want to build their house, there is a standard structure or the plan already been approved, pre-approved plan, 3 rooms, bathroom with all the architecture all drawn up, and you can opt for this specific type of structure and get a loan for 90,000 to 160,000 under 1% interest and to pay back 35 years. So the very good program that government is assisting those who are self-building, self-build by individual. So some of this reason that they got the land allocated by the land and survey under government is because of the resettlement scheme. Some of these are squatters and then they got resettlement, given the land by the government, and they need the money to build the house. And also there are Rakyat Village Expansion Scheme, whereby some of this happens because of those who want to expand the building up the village, which need to expand the village. The children in the family want to expand, they are given the land, yet they need money to build. So you can go to the Housing Development Corporation website, which is the website. I get the summary on different program by the government. Let me introduce you this website, hdc.sarawak.gov.my. You click on the program and go to the housing program. You can see Program Perumahan Rakyat PPR, Program Pinjaman Rumah Panjang. Of course, in Sarawak there are Rumah Panjang, the long houses that they need to refurbish or rebuild the Rumah Panjang. Rumah Spectra Permata, this is the one that I said, the low cost Spectra Plus and Spectra variants. And you have the program Sri Pertiwi, the program Sri Pertiwi, which is 275,000 to 295,000. Later we will see one example on the Sri Pertiwi. A lot of this type of housing is provided by on construction by the developer, when they got the native area land converted to mixed zone commercial launching of the project, and part of the units must be allocated for Sri Pertiwi or Spectra or low cost, and part of the 30% is given to Bhumiputra. So the launching on the 7th of February 2022 by the Premier Abang Johari, Housing Deposit Assistance Scheme of 10,000, and this 10,000 no need to pay back. It's given as encouragement for the younger people to set up family. So we have the summary here: housing support by the state of Sarawak, various schemes, Program Perumahan Rakyat, Rakyat Spectra Permata, Program Sri Pertiwi, and then we have the Mutiara, which have their own Mutiara, Rumah Spectra Mutiara. We also have the Pinjaman Rumah Panjang. Right, so first thing we go to the Perumahan Rakyat. Perumahan Rakyat actually has its name. Some of it is very old already. We have the Perumahan Rakyat Batu Kawah area. which is a long time already. Long time ago, we have the 8-point land, and the 8-point land given to individual, and the individual would build. These are the squatters. In the old days, the squatters. Some of it is government allocated land, and then they built perumahan rakyat for the needy group of population. So here the PPR dimiliki, there were houses of 1,400 ringgit to 59,220 ringgit lah. So usually going through the Mutiara mortgage credit Sdn Bhd, and the thing is that there are a few units here and there lah. So some actually Samarahan, which 180 unit, Putrajaya 208 unit lah. So this is for sale. The perumahan rakyat can have two types. One is for sale and another one is for rent. So this is the sewa for rent. So those project that is done, those for rent only pay 150 ringgit per month. Tempoh sewa is 6 tahun. Many units in many parts of Sarawak, including in Demak Laut, Kuching, area like Bintulu, Sibu, and also Siburan. I'm sure these are the area where more influx of immigrants are, in the sense that people from smaller townships, maybe long houses, they come out to work and they need a place to stay. Nearby factories or nearby industrial area, like the Demak Laut, this area is industrial estate, industrial zone. So they need housing for their workers, and the workers, probably their level of workers also from outskirts, and these workers need places to stay. So this is the reason also some of these perumahan rakyat is for category of workers, laborers from other places. The eligibility for this perumahan rakyat is warga negara Malaysia bermaslahatin in Sarawak, any Malaysian who are permanently resident in Sarawak. So in Sarawak means you are Sarawakian, normally with ICK. And then the age group is 18 years old to 65 years old, married couples, never had owned any property before or never owned land before, and the category earning less than 3,000 now. Those who were squatters are given this type of housing to get this type of housing, 50,000 to 60,000 type of housing. Rumah teres satu tingkat atau rumah pangsa, usually flat in the area of industrial estate, flat type of rumah pangsa. Minimum is 750 square feet, 3 rooms and 2 bathrooms. And usually these are heavily rely on the IBS, industrial building system, where they can quickly and easily put up the walls. Next, we move to the low cost or the low cost plus. They call the Spectra Permata. So this is, as I mentioned, the structure already approved, pre-approved structure, and you will own the land. You just need to pay a package to get all this done by this Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd. Program Rumah Spectra Pertama, scheme pembesaran kampung, and it's usually standard per unit to be constructed either on a stilt, as in the right hand side, and also on the ground. As you can see, the constructed unit shown on very nicely done, big enough, 3 rooms, 2 bathrooms, and very nicely allocated the space in between houses. So scheme Rumah Spectra Permata, let me show you this on the progress. Some 2,500 units been building over time. Pricing is from 90,000 to 160,000, and some of these already been constructed. And the structure, as I showed you just now, usually is given to those who want to expand their kampong, and usually land is given by the state. So kelayakan, whatever eligibility is that people who are first time home buyer, married, and income within the 1,500 ringgit to 6,000. And usually those who are single usually must prove that they are taking care, they have dependents. So we have gone through the low cost and the rumah perumahan rakyat. Now we go to the medium cost or high cost. Among the affordable house, this is 3 Pertiwi, usually developer project. And you can see that the field is actually Mutiara Spectra group they are building. I show you the criteria the criteria B40 to M40, permanent resident of Sarawakian. Usually this means permanently resident in Sarawak, not the one that called permanent resident. They must be Malaysian Sarawakian permanently resident in Sarawak. Landowner to apply for financing. This means land is given by the state, owner of the land approved by the Land and Survey Department and allocated the land. And usually is expansion of the kampong or resettlement scheme. Other types of registered vacant residential land is subject to the land size compatible with the minimum building setback required by the authority. So if you have a on piece of land, you can also apply. However, land size must able to put in the structure, and the structure is pre-approved. So this is Spectra's plus 3 Pertiwi, the numbers of many projects that if you are buying any of these units in the low cost plus types of housing or 3 Pertiwi, you can get the loan from Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd. So as I show you one, which is this one, Sendaya Jaya Sdn Bhd, which is a developer name, Alora Square, Jalan Batu Kawah, Tondong. So this is a project which is recently constructed. 9-story apartment, 3 Pertiwi apartment, Spectra Medium. So this is called Spectra Medium, 168,000 to 295,000. So the number of units you can see, 287 and another 29 units. Date of completion 2026. And just to show you one of the listing that I do, this is Alora Square Apartment 3 Pertiwi Moyan Kuching for sale. So this is under 3 Pertiwi, and under 3 Pertiwi need to qualify you need to qualify being M40 or B40 with the condition that is set by the state. So 3 bedroom, 2 toilet, 2 bathroom. This is more like a apartment style. In fact, in quite nearby my place, program 3 Pertiwi. So you can read here, 295,000 asking price, 2 toilet, 3 bathroom, 1 car park with lift. Of course, no swimming pool, it's not for high enjoyment. This is just for shelter. It's just like a flat in a sense, but then it's bigger and better environment. So anyway, my conclusion for this housing program in Sarawak, just to summarize, various housing programs that we have gone through. We talk about squatters being allocated land and given by the state under the Land and Survey development of it. You can borrow money from this Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd, then only pay back 1% interest for 35 years. You can have a structure that is pre-approved to build. We have also the government doing low cost and low cost plus, Spectra plus, and also the 3 Pertiwi with developers. The developer project, they have given this allocation of 30% of the total housing under Spectra plus or affordable housing. So here I also want to mention developer not just build these expensive houses, they also need to allocate to get approval to their project plan to allocate 30% for affordable housing in the state of Sarawak. Of course, they allocated 30% will be constructed in less costly land area or less costly land region, whereby maybe the more near to town and near to city land cost high, so they need to get it approved. They have to allocate another plot of land somewhere else to build this low cost or low cost plus housing for the government. So the other part is that we talk about the affordable housing. There is also the federal one, which is Prima. So in Sarawak, especially Kuching, we have at least 3 Prima housing already completed and very nicely done. About a year ago, February 2022, the government of Sarawak launched this housing deposit assistance scheme, which means at 10,000 ringgit to assist purchaser, especially the young married couples, to own their own house. So this is for residential use and for shelter. In this part, there are eligibility criteria, which I mentioned just now, usually under the B40 and the M40 group. We have also the Sarawak Rental Assistance Scheme, which is 200 ringgit per month subsidy for 36 months. We also have the program Perumahan Rakyat, which is in the old days given to squatters, those government housing that allocated to really the hardcore poor and the one that was squatters. Resettlement scheme. Program Perumahan Spectra Permata. This is for the low cost and the low cost plus. And the newer one, which is Program Rumah Seri Pertiwi, which means developer built for the government some of the medium cost or medium to 300,000 per house. So the low cost usually is below 100,000. So the medium is 200,000 to 300,000. We have this Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd, which is a vehicle by the state government to allocate assistance or finances to own build. That means you have a plot of land and you want to build your own house. So this enjoy only interest of 1% and able to extend to even 35 years of repayment. So this is also done by Mutiara Mortgage itself under its developer company, Rumah Spectra Mutiara. Right, I'd like to just briefly talk about my platforms. I have the e-learning system for the board examination for the estate agency practice. That is the estateagentexam.com. I have also 2 advertising platform, which is comparative index under this contract2you.com listing of properties by ranking of the comparative index, and the findway.info, which is a geo-linking advertisement for businesses that is nearby each other. I have completed about 206 videos all inside the blog website, My Real Property Online. Thank you very much. I'm Thomasin PA2066. This is my mobile number. I have my website address listed here. Thank you for coming to my channel.